Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much again for tuning in to the Real Deal Fam Network. Again, my name is Andre. This is my beautiful wife, Essa.
Hello, and
AKA the boss. Thank y'all so much for y'all support. It's absolutely been going terrific. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you can get the videos as they come out fresh and hot.
Yes, we really need your support, and press subscribe so we can keep giving you good content.
Thank you so much. I'm sure you guys will. And also hit the thumbs up button. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Well, let's just jump right into it. Tonight we have a topic that's been in the news quite a bit lately. We wanted to tackle it a little bit. We did a previous video about covering when it first initially took place. Tonight the video is titled All in the Family. Gayle, Oprah, Snoop, and Susan Rice.
Snoop Dogg. They were just kind of taking a pulse of the community and seeing what's really going on and how people are feeling about it.
And everybody should be familiar with the story by now. What happened was Gayle King, which worked for CBS and I think the morning show, she did an interview with legend WNBA former player Lisa Leslie about her good friend Kobe Bryant. And unfortunately, the situation took place where Gayle asked the question, or a series of questions, that not only did Lisa feel was inappropriate, but I guess the community felt it was inappropriate as well.
Yeah, I mean, it was more so like she not only just asked a question before the man was buried, but her response or retort after she asked the question, which was insinuating, you know, she had her own opinion about the answer. She wasn't doing an interview. It was more like putting her own opinions out there about it.
Yeah, and so that from that point on, a firestorm took place. Gayle caught a lot of backlash for it, I guess via social media and otherwise. Most of the, I would say the predominant African-American community was supporting Snoop in what he did. He put out a video, I guess it was on one of the social media platforms, where he, I guess, called Gayle out her name, so to speak.
Yeah, everybody was emotional and close to Kobe. And so, you know, Snoop got, he told Gayle she was out of pocket, and he called her a bee and, you know, all kind of stuff, and said he's going to come for her. Yes,
he did. And so some people took that as a threat. And
I mean, you could take it as a threat. Like, if she didn't, you know, get on the team, then there's going to be repercussions.
I mean, you can understand that. He's just like my wife said previously, the young man wasn't even buried yet. And in our community, I think everybody felt like that was a little bit disrespectful in the manner. I guess the question was out of pocket, like my wife said, the way Snoop felt about it. They felt like it was, the timing was really poor. It just was poor judgment altogether. And Lisa addressed her in such a manner that let her know that basically that had ran its course, and this is not the time to be asking that.
Well, I think the media got hold to it and said it was just a question. I think people was mad because at that moment it was just a question, but it was basically a reverberation of everything that we felt over the time. I mean, Oprah and Gayle have done interviews, and we did a past video on that, on trying to, you know, dig up a lot of different stuff on the, you know, black men and all the things that they've done or supposedly have done. So we have, who do we have? Bill Cosby.
Russell Simmons. Michael Jackson.
Mm-hmm. Michael Jackson. Who else?
It was
R. Kelly, and then also the last was Kobe Bryant. And so Kobe, you know, his charges, nothing went to trial. The lady who brought charges on him was kind of, the evidence was suspect, to say the least. So people were angry.
I think the state attorney just dismissed the case altogether due to a lack of insufficient evidence.
No, and she didn't show up to trial. So.
Right. And so that whole situation played out. Snoop went on, like I say, Gayle, I guess she got wind of the message. Then she came out the following day, I think, and gave her own statement where she kind of doubled down and thought that she performed a great interview. Then she felt like the network kind of took it out of context and made the interview something that it was. She said it was more full-throated and covered a little bit more than just like a hit piece on the young man. But by then it was already full-blown, and I think most people would have just basic apology for the whole process would have just ended the whole situation. But unfortunately, like I said, Gayle doubled down on it, and then from that point, she missed work the following day. And then her good friend, which everybody's very familiar with, Oprah Winfrey, went on, I think it was the NBC network, and said that her friend wasn't doing well. She'd been receiving a lot of different death threats and things of that nature. So then it kind of snowballed from there. So Snoop came out and he did, I guess, a series of interviews, and he said that he wasn't threatening her in terms of bodily harm. He just was defending a friend. And he felt like she was attacking a friend that wasn't there to defend himself.
Right, he passed away. So then what else happened?
After that, then Gayle garnered...
That's at the fan.
Right. She garnered some support. And her support is from a different nature than what Snoop is. Snoop, most of his support was from the grassroots African-American community and some other celebrities and people that do talk shows and blogs and what have you. But Gayle is a little bit more connected in terms of her network. And so
government officials and so on and so forth.
Right. She had Susan Rice, who was a part of the Obama administration, come out and speak. And she kind of gave her own threat.
Let's give a background on Susan Rice. Let's hear.
Okay.
Susan Rice, if you can recall, she was the short little light-skinned lady that did a lot of good things in the Obama administration. Now you can remember she was always by his side. And so she was the 24th National Security Advisor from 2013 to 2017 under President Obama. She served on the National Security Council. She was the Assistant Secretary of State of African American Affairs during President Bill Clinton's second term. And she also previously served on the board of Netflix. Okay, her husband is a journalist and an executive producer for ABC, or he was formerly. Her good friend is Oprah. Now Oprah's on NBC, her network. Then you got Gayle, who's on CBS. Okay, so we got 3 out of the 5 major networks, and plus Netflix. Okay, and so she comes out and says, let me get the quote. So she's addressing this to Snoop Dogg after his comments. This is despicable, she wrote. Gayle King is one of the most principled, fair, and tough journalists alive. Snoop, back the can't say it. You come for Gayle King, you come against an army. You will lose, and it won't be pretty. So we got a lot of issues with that.
Right. That was, like we say, Snoop made some statements, but he did come out and say that he didn't mean bodily harm or anything like that, but I guess it was perceived as a threat. Now, Susan Rice, I don't think she was making it 2 ways about it. She just straight up threatened the man and told him that he needed to slow down and get himself in check, or else they have the resources and the means to get him in check.
So right then and there, of course, Snoop Dogg was totally out of line for threatening her, calling her all out of her name. But you have Susan Rice, who has taken it to the next level, and she still has government ties and still has ties to the military and so on. I mean, you can't say she doesn't. She has ties to all these networks, which I mean, Snoop needs that. He's a public figure, so government. And then you have the communication department, all these different networks involved, and nobody has said anything else about it. None of the networks have said anything about what she said and how wrong that was, which sounds like other dictatorships that we've known in the past where they control the media.
Well, definitely, I think the comment should have been condemned by her. The people that she worked with in government, higher up, should have told her that was completely out of line and out of pocket.
Yeah, what about Netflix?
A government official, basically, or ex-government official.
Recently,
basically threatened a U.S. citizen with military force and things of that nature. That was completely out of line. Although, like my wife just said previously, Snoop was out of line for calling a lady out of her name. But like he said, he was emotional. He was defending a friend. And unlike Susan Rice, who's somebody who's been in situations like that, she's been responsible for things like foreign affairs, things that could lead up to war. She should have a little bit more, be a little bit more conservative with the way she go about saying threats and things of that nature.
Yeah, it's not like Oprah doesn't wield her own power. I mean, that should have been, they should have just apologized and then let things smooth out. But then they went and got like government ties and officials involved. There's problems in order to you know, squash a civil affair and people that basically have criticism to give, and rightfully so.
But that shows you also the way the discourse has taken place right now. Like I said in the beginning, it was very simple. The title is called All in the Family. It was a very simple situation where Snoop erred and also Gayle erred, but Gayle didn't feel contrite to apologize about what she did. Snoop did after a while. He didn't really apologize about the emotion that he displayed, but he did come out and apologize about the language he used. Now, Gayle has yet to apologize. I think Susan Rice should apologize as well.
But it's worrisome for future events. You think these people are working for the betterment of our people and people who look like us, but in reality, you know, what are they doing? They're wielding their power over you and keeping you from, I guess, you know, saying anything that's out of line, saying how you really feel about things and issues that they need to be working on. So right. That's scary.
And I'm not sure if he apologized based off the pressure that Susan Rice put on him.
He cowered and with his tail between his legs and said his mama made him apologize. Or, you know, something to that effect. But you know what I'm saying. That just was like, come on now. Right,
and I think that Susan Rice was just exercising perceived power that Snoop validated and turned it into actual real power. Now that I don't know how the community is kind of taking him, because when he first made the statement, he was kind of firm in how he said it. And like I said, he was going around and he was telling people that's just how he felt. But now it's a completely different situation. So the whole process is not just about a comment was made about a person who had passed away, but it goes to show you that a lot of different people get exposed during times of conflict like that.
Right. A lot of things were unveiled, as they say. The unveiling. And so when you have people like Monique say that Oprah blackballed her when she didn't want to pub Precious, or she didn't want to do it for free. Her argument was, I got paid this specific little amount of money. That doesn't cover me pubbing the movie. And so Oprah said, you basically, you know, allegedly, you need to, you know, go out there and do this. Just, you know, we want to get this movie out there. And she said, no, I should be getting paid just like everybody else. That was basically the essence of the beef. And so after that, she was blackballed. But you see, from this and Snoop Dogg, how that could definitely be the case.
Yeah, definitely. I'm sure he wants to eat in the future, and those people know people that probably help Snoop get paid and help his career to flourish, and they probably can influence.
Isn't he on one of those networks with Martha Stewart?
Well, right now he's on the show. I think that's the one of the networks that's owned by Viacom. So he's not a self-reliant individual. He definitely works. People call him out and call his manager and schedule him for different gigs. And so if somebody could stop his money, they can basically get him to change words that he say or positions that he may take.
Right. And it's not that we're defending Snoop. I mean, Snoop, he had good intentions, but totally went about it the wrong way. But what this does is unveil. It's an uncovering of issues and people who you thought may have been one way, but in reality, they're doing things that may not be the right thing.
And I think that was good. I think that sometimes a little situation like that is what's needed to wake people up, because sometimes you might be thinking somebody's good and somebody's nice and somebody's for you. And then when a little bit of calamity hits or problems arise, their true colors come out and show, and that helps you in the long run to have someone like a Judas right up next to you. So now you know. Now you know. Snoop is aware now. Everybody's aware of who's pulling strings, who's doing what. But
and you can choose whether or not you want to support these people.
Right. But always just be a good person. Keep it in your heart. Just apologize. You make an error, just apologize.
Yeah.
But like we say, this runs deeper than that. This is revealing individuals who have ulterior motives or who have claimed to be on your team, but really not. They betting for the other team. So just
allegedly. We got to say allegedly around here.
But just keep your eyes open, and don't put too much faith in people that's celebrities or anything like that. You know who to put your faith in, and keep your eyes right and keep your mind right and focus on your family, and you'll be just fine.
Yeah, that's God.
Always. He keep us good. So again, thank y'all so much for tuning in this evening. We just want to spread the word and let everybody know what's kind of going out there in the community. And if you would, please hit that subscribe button again.
Subscribe.
We're going to be
keep giving you good news.
That's right. We're going to be putting out great videos in the future covering a myriad of different topics. So also hit the thumbs up. And also, if you have any comments about anything we've said or any ideas you would like to share, please do underneath. We would love to read the comments and respond. Is there anything else, honey? Oh.
Black love.
Again, thank y'all so much. Good night.